You know that person, right? The one who can walk into a crisis and stay completely calm, and you just think, how on earth do they do that? Well, what if that person could actually be you? In this explainer, we're going to dive deep into the neuroscience behind that kind of unshakable cool and give you a practical toolkit to make it your new default setting. We get this wrong all the time. We think the loudest person, the one taking up all the space, is the one with the power. But this quote, it hits on a much deeper truth. Real influence, real power, it often comes from stillness. It's a kind of composure that's so solid, it actually makes everyone else lean in and wonder, what do they know that I don't? And here's the flip side of that coin. When you get all flustered and panicked, you're actually making the people around you comfortable. Why? Because you're putting them in a position of power. Your panic literally becomes their opportunity to step in and take control. So you see, managing your own emotions isn't just about you. It's about managing the entire dynamic of the room. So let's really dig into this power of stillness. How does it even work? And more importantly, how can we tap into it whenever we want, especially when the pressure is on? Well, the answer starts right inside your own head. Because that feeling of totally losing your cool, it's not some kind of character flaw. It's biology. It is a literal tug of war happening inside your skull between two very important parts of your brain. So, in one corner, you've got your prefrontal cortex. Think of it as the calm, logical strategist. And in the other corner, you have the amygdala, your primal emotional alarm system. Every single stressful moment you face is a battle between these two, fighting for control over how you're about to respond. Let's talk about your prefrontal cortex. It's basically the CEO of your brain. It's in charge of all the smart stuff: logic, planning, rational thought. When you're calm, information just flows through it like light through a fiber optic cable. I mean, it is incredibly fast and crystal clear. This is you at your absolute best, sharp, focused, and totally in control. And then there's the amygdala. This is your ancient, hardwired panic button. The second it thinks there's a threat, real or imagined, it floods your system with stress hormones. It completely hijacks the CEO and just screams fight or flight. Our whole goal here is to learn how to quiet that alarm, to literally shrink its influence and put our CEO back in the driver's seat. So the big question is, how do we do it? How do we silence that screaming alarm and get our rational brain back online? Well, it's not about just trying harder or using willpower. It's about having the right tools. And that's exactly what we have in our Unshakable toolkit. We're about to break down 3 simple, but believe me, incredibly powerful techniques you can use anytime, anywhere. We've got the breath weapon, the power pose, and the stoic secret. Ready? All right, first up is your secret weapon against stress, your own breath. Now, this is not just some feel-good relaxation trick. This is a direct physiological hack. By taking control of your breath, you send a powerful signal straight to your nervous system that says, hey, we're safe. You're telling that panicking amygdala to stand down. The technique is called 4-7-8 breathing. It's so simple. You just breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, you hold it for a count of 7, and then you exhale slowly through your mouth for a full 8 seconds. That long exhale, that is the magic key. It's what flips the switch on your body's built-in relaxation response. Okay, next up, the power pose. This is based on this fascinating idea that your body can actually change your mind. It's not just that your posture reflects how confident you feel, it can actually create confidence. So by striking a pose of confidence, you can trigger real mental and even hormonal shifts inside you. And the pose couldn't be simpler. Just stand tall, pull your shoulders back, and put your hands on your hips. You know, that classic superhero pose. It's a universal posture of confidence. And get this, research shows that just holding this for a minute can actually lower your stress hormones and boost feelings of power. And our final tool is a mental one, and it's borrowed from some seriously ancient wisdom. We call it the Stoic secret, and it's all about making one crucial shift, shifting your focus away from what's happening to you and onto how you choose to respond to it. This is the core idea right here. You can't control the traffic, you can't control a difficult client or some unexpected problem that just blew up, but you always have 100% control over your response. I mean, really letting that sink in, that's the ultimate source of personal power. So, how do you actually use this when you're in the heat of the moment? It's simple. A 3-second pause. That's it. Before you react, before you say a single word, just take 3 seconds. That tiny little gap is all your rational prefrontal cortex needs to catch up with your panicked amygdala, and it lets you choose a response instead of just having a knee-jerk reaction. Okay, so now let's put this all together. These aren't just 3 separate tricks, they actually form a really powerful sequence you can use to completely reset your nervous system in real time. And you know the best part? The whole thing takes just 90 seconds. Yeah, in a minute and a half, you can go from totally panicked to perfectly poised. You just combine a few rounds of that 4-7-8 breathing with a power pose, and you finish with that deliberate 3-second pause. That's all it takes to get back in complete control. Ultimately, what this 90-second reset really lets you do is this. It helps you stop replaying the story. That anxious loop of thoughts? It breaks you out of it. It pulls you out of worrying about some past mistake or some future problem and plants you right here, in the present moment, where you actually have control. So the next time you feel that pressure building, you've got the tools. You understand the battle going on in your brain, and now you actually know how to win it. So the only question left is, are you ready to own the room?